Hey everyone, so the other day I got the opportunity to play Latvian Grand Master Arturs Neiksans. He is in the top 350 players in the world, and he is currently my coach for this online competition called Ultimate Sensei. So we have a Blitz tournament coming up on Saturday, in which money to be won and pride to be earned. So yeah, this stream I got to play 3 games with him as a test to see how I coped and what I have to offer. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video.
Yeah, otherwise, I have muted myself on Michael so that he doesn't hear my thoughts and the viewers can follow what I'm planning to do here. And Michael insisted he doesn't want to hear my thoughts during the stream because he is going to use it to his advantage. Yeah, I'm not sure if he knows this double fianchettoing the bishops. B4. Okay, that's an interesting move. I've noticed that Michael really likes to play this b4 in one of his round robin, not round robin, but 4 round tournament, qualification tournament in the beginning of Ultimate Sensei show. But it makes sense. I think the main move here is those short castle on d4, but b4 makes quite good sense here. All right, the bishop b2. I mean, I could play, of course, c5, b takes. It's not sure what do I achieve with this, so I'm gonna postpone this decision. Make a short castle. All of this is completely normal and understandable. So I believe now I have a choice. I think I'll play something like d6 and knight d7 and see what Michael will do. Aim for some kind of a King's Indian structure. So yeah, d3. Michael is a true Englishman, stays true to the English opening, which he played before. I think it's a good approach. It's okay. So now I'm gonna play c5 with the idea if he's gonna take, I'm gonna take with the d pawn. B5 here doesn't make really sense. A3, I'm not so sure. Probably is good. But I would imagine after something like knight c6 later, he'll have to deal with this pawn on b4. Okay, so what should I do here? I mean, I could play something like e6 so that knight c6 b5 is going to be met by knight e7. So we had a joint training session together with Michael and Frank, the other student, on Wednesday. We were sitting for something like 3 hours, going through the games we played in this qualification tournament when I selected Michael and Frank to be my students. I hope they don't regret that. And yeah, so this is the second session with Mike. Not sure about Frank though. Is he gonna agree to do more sessions with me? I mean, at least individual sessions. If not, we are gonna continue with the team event next Wednesday. At least once a week, the entire team is gonna meet together in a joint stream. I'll tell you honestly, I haven't followed what are the other coaches doing because this is a competition after all. There are 4 coaches, 8 students, and 4 coaches have picked in the ultimate sensei 2 students to teach them in the coming weeks. There was this rule we cannot really follow what they're doing. I mean, I did see that David was doing a stream. I didn't have a peek what he was doing there. I just saw he was having a stream, so I'm keeping the word. I'm not really following what they're discussing there because that's sort of like was the gentleman's agreement. E3. I'm not so sure. I like what Michael is doing here, but probably it's playable. Okay. So far, we are playing sort of a cat and mouse. Not trying to define the structure immediately, so I'm gonna take the lead here. So I'm pushing d5 so that Michael has a lot more options to choose from. There's many ideas. White can just ignore, play something like a4, a5, rook d1 is a good move. I guess rook d8 not clarifying the situation too much is good. I could potentially let someone take it here. So rook c1 is a good move. He's threatening to play d4. So I guess queen b8 go out of the harm's way. Makes sense. It's plus 2 seconds per move. So I guess should be good. Only what I'm slightly concerned that Michael takes slightly too much time. I mean, this is a blitz game leaving 1 minute after, right after the opening, I think. I think he should be aiming for a slightly faster approach. Okay, I don't take with a knight. Actually, c6 and d5 was a nice move, so that white can play here knight c4 or d4. Wow, that's good actually. That's really looking impressive. So I guess I need to be a little careful here because c takes 94. There's something landing on c6. Okay, now what to do? Now what to do? Rook c8, d takes. C takes 94 is an annoying problem. Okay, maybe rook c8. No, I'm definitely worse. Yeah, he tricked me there. Well, I was babbling. Now, knight c4, I don't know. I think he had to take. I think he had to take. Okay, I'm gonna take it here. So a little indecisiveness from Michael's part. Knight e4, I'm always gonna play knight e7. I think I managed to escape. Bishop here, queen. Ah, wait a second, I cannot do this. Bishop e5 is a problem. I'm a bit slow. Okay, whatever. I hope I'm not blundering anything. Bishop g7, king g7, e4, knight 5 to f6. Everything sort of holds together. Okay, queen b2 check. King g8 has to be played. Knight f6 would be rook d7. I mean, so far, Michael is playing a very impressive game. Super impressive. I mean, what can I say? High class game. h4. Not so sure about that if you have the time for this. Although h5 and h6 might be a problem. Okay, knight e5. I'm happy to liquidate. I'm happy to liquidate the position. Takes, and I guess the worst is past. Although I'm in a deep time trouble. White is still pushing here. So far, Michael is doing really excellent. So now let's see how he's gonna cope with the time trouble. And typically for the blitz games, I don't like knight c6. I wouldn't have played knight c6 really. Yeah, I don't think that was the way to continue. So maybe queen d6, rook c8. Can I do this? a4. I don't think you have time for this really. Rook c7. E5, queen somewhere goes away. Knight d5, I guess. Yeah, so for me it's sort of easier because I'm standing and doing nothing and pressuring. Not sure what I'm pressuring. I'm still worse. I'm still worse. Okay. So I need to activate my queen somehow. So Michael has lost the thread of the game. I think he is very much concerned about his time. So I believe now I'm sort of slightly taking over. What should I do here? I mean, I don't know. Can I push down? I cannot do this. Okay, so again, now I misplayed something, so it's still, I guess it's equal. Oh, I should have taken this pawn here. Okay, I'm gonna grab it. Okay. It's sort of unpleasant, isn't it? Oh my goodness, it's so unpleasant. Yeah, he's pushing me here. All right. So the king cannot... You cannot do this, Michael. I don't think you can do this, really. That was a mistake. I mean, the spawn endgame you're risking here. Okay, what should I do here? A4 or F5? Now, that's the million-dollar question. Maybe F4, sort of guessing. I mean, I had no time to calculate this, if I'm gonna make it or not. Now, is this gonna be winning or not? A 5, F4? So, of course, I mean, I was in deep trouble. It really felt. I mean, I was in deep trouble. And maybe this is somehow drawing, but I think this already looks like a winning position for black. Yeah, this is winning. So I trick typically to grandmasters what they like to do. They trick in the endgames. And so I guess h5 should be a win. King h3, g5, king g2, king e3. That's it. Lights out. But okay, I mean, it was very, very tense game. Very, very tense game. Let's go for a rematch. And we have agreed with Michael to analyze the games after we have finished them. I mean, he played super impressive. I mean, absolutely impressive. Actually, I thought I was very close to losing this game, at least once. I mean, so I was so focusing on talking that I hope I did not kill Michael's spirit with this. Okay. Because my task is to encourage my student, not to demoralize him, right? I gave to Michael my Rossolimo database for more than chess. I see he has done his homework, so he is playing exactly what I'm recommending. E5. Wish I would remember what I was recommending there myself. Okay, whatever. Was it though? I've mixed up everything. Yeah. I mean, I'm supposed to be a big expert there, but when I'm playing on seconds, it can be difficult to remember. Wait, I think it was queen d2 here. Because these moves are super similar. Yeah, knight h2, and the question is... Knight of fate. Wait, he plays like Carlsen against Caruana. I mean, Caruana was white and Carlsen against black with black in their first game of the World Championship match. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I think I misplayed it. So bishop f4, knight e6, bishop g3, queen g5, queen e1, knight e4, queen f2. There was this long theoretical line. Okay, but I'm bluffing. I mean, I don't remember. Let's see if he knows this. So queen g5 is the main move, the main idea. Queen f2 is not great because of bishop d4. So let me double check it. Queen e1, knight e4, queen f2, knight c2, knight f3, queen e3. What was that line? I mean, I don't remember. Okay, whatever. I mean, I have to do something. I mean, so far, I'm really impressed what Michael is doing here. So you can see he's absolutely concentrated, absolutely motivated. So he's trying to remember. He knows there is this knight d4. And he's thinking, is my coach tricking me here? Or he's bluffing? What was the move here? He's definitely trying to remember. But knight d4 has to be played. So he goes for the knight e4. Well done. Now, the question is what happens here? Queen f2, knight goes here, knight f3. Ah, wait a second. There was this other line. Here, here, and bishop f4. And what happens there? Bishop d... Wait, what was the line there again? I don't remember. That's the problem. Okay, whatever. Can I play something ridiculous? Something like rook c1. I guess they don't play it like that, but can I do this? I'm not sure. I don't think this move was playable, but short castle, and so now I could play. What could I play here? Bishop f4, queen goes away. I'll guess I'll start with knight f3. Yeah, because my knight is out of the game. And takes. Black typically plays something like a 5. In this game, I'm very happy to see that Michael is playing much faster. And he at least got more time after the opening. Now it's a tough choice. I mean, he could play queen e7, allow me to take on d4, which I'm not so sure if I'm gonna do it. Or just take it right away and keep a very strong bishop. I would say like this, knight f3 is not a mistake. Queen e7, I'm not so sure. He's taking too long. Yeah, I've noticed this. He's taking too long. He's sitting here for something like 30 seconds already. For a blitz game, you can afford to sit for so long to make a decision for such a seemingly insignificant choice. Because you are going to need this time for the critical moments. Come on, Michael, what are you doing there? You have to make a move. You have to make a move. So he's undecided. So he decided to play queen e7. Okay, I'm going to play on his indecisiveness. Knight e4. Let him think with what to take on d4. Take with the pawn. Okay, so he takes with the pawn, but this limits this bishop's activity. I mean, black is doing just fine. Maybe even more than fine. All right, this pawn on a2. I don't think it's really under attack. Sort of trying to snatch the pawn on d4. Wait, he could have played actually 5. Yeah, I missed that. I completely missed that. 5, and I had a feeling again I'm worse. Again I'm worse. So Michael is outplaying me in the opening phase. That's great. I mean, for him, not for me. So this position suddenly is easier to play for white because black has to decide at which moment he can push a 5. I'm not going to force matters. I'm going to play quickly. And king h2, for example. Let him think. So he goes for c4. Guess it's okay. c4. I want to double the rooks on the f file. So that's my master plan. I like what he's doing. I really do. I mean, a5, a4, seeking some targets. C takes. I'm not so sure. He had to rush with this. What should I do here? Maybe position. Ah, wait a second. I cannot do this actually. Okay, let's take it here while I still can. And queen e6. Okay. Let's take it here and rearrange the bishop to e1, b4, and a3, targeting the pawn on f7. All right, and what about queen here? I think I should have played. Yeah, I made a mistake. I think I made a mistake actually. Oh, did I blunder something? I think I blundered something there, no? Queen a2, look at that. Takes, bishop b4. I'm gonna survive this? Maybe not. Oh, he's crushing me there. Oh, Michael, you're not supposed to do this. I'm your coach. You're not supposed to do this. Wait. Can you do this? Oh, what a turnaround. What a turnaround. I mean, wow, very lucky escape. I mean, yeah, but he was down on the last seconds. So, okay, let's play queen g3 just to be safe. Yeah, some checks, h4, find a shelter for the king. Let's hide. And, okay, let's push forward. I guess I need to push my pawn forward ASAP. Although the question is, did I really have to? Okay, now this drops another pawn with a check. I think king h7 had to be played. So check. Check, you cannot really take it. And queen e5 holds everything together. And my king is gonna escape here. So I just need somehow trade the queens. Okay, that's a checkmate in next move. I mean, well played. Because Michael was crushing me. Hi, Bencheleshko. I mean, he was absolutely very close to beat me. He is not supposed to do this. I mean, he looks super determined. I really like how he's playing. So now he goes for the close Sicilian. Okay, let's go. Bishop e2. This line I don't know. So what about knight f6? I could push d5 in one go. d3. I mean, d5 is not really mandatory. I could play d6 as well. Okay, let's go d5. I mean, sort of more aggressive. This actually reminds me, there's this weird Sicilian idea, e4, c5, bishop e2 in the second move. And this is one of those positions arising from that move order. a4. I guess it's good. Okay, I'm gonna play b6 and bishop b7. Ignore the last move that white made. Queen e1, queen h4. That's a good idea. Okay, let's play something super solid. To meet queen h4 with a potential jump of the knight, so that I can immediately challenge the queen's outpost on h4. But I typically play something like this. Here, rook h3, checkmate. For Blitz, this is an excellent opening. Alright, bishop d1. I'm not so sure of this choice. I mean, bishop b4 is typically played when black plays already knight b4. Here, I think I can open the position a little and threaten bishop a6 and target this rook. I mean, it's not a big deal. Maybe I didn't have to do this even. So rook f2, rook d2 is a playable move. Bishop b2 would be acknowledging the mistake. I think the position is still balanced. Knight b5, by the way, is a typical idea seen in many openings to close this bishop. Okay, so he sort of acknowledges the mistake, but this means I am not getting any trouble after the opening, and next move is going to be knight d4. At least I think so. Okay, here we go. I didn't even calculate this. After knight takes, c takes, this knight is dislaunched from the c3 and rook d1. I guess I'm gonna figure it out later. Wait. Now this is fishy. Now this is fishy. What about knight g4? What about knight g4 and knight f3 and bishop d4? Okay, here we go. I mean, I could still play f5 as well to strengthen my knight's outpost on g4. Queen g3, I could take on c2 as well. I just noticed. I didn't see it before. Wait a second. Can I do this actually? Takes. There's definitely no checkmate. I guess I'll take it. I mean, for a blitz, it's a risky approach because he could just take and go total berserk. Yeah, this is exactly what he does. Push f5, queen h3, knight g5. And while my objective evaluation of the position should be, I mean, there is nothing for white. In a blitz game, it might be sort of difficult to find the most precise refutation. But okay, I think I just need one more knight e4. It was a very brave approach. I'm not sure if he really had to do this though. So bishop g, okay, that's, I think, is just too slow. Unfortunately, that is too slow. You cannot afford to play king h1 if you want to checkmate me. You have to do something more decisive. Okay, knight f5, I guess I cannot take. He's gonna sack the rook and try to checkmate me there. So what about queen d7, knight h7 is a nice idea. Wait. I need to be careful here. So what about h6? h6 definitely looks like a candidate move. h6, knight f7, rook f7. There's no checkmate. F takes, at least f takes. Okay, let's go. So the point of h6 is I want to push away the knight and then take on f5 with the knight. Probably with the knight. Maybe there's some crazy knight e4, but I don't believe it. I'll just grab this knight. And I can even take it here. I mean, I don't believe there's going to be a checkmate. But by the way, knight e4 is interesting. f6. f6. I guess h takes, bishop g5 is slightly risky. So, wait a second. Bishop f6, knight f7, rook f7. Okay, I'm simplifying the position. I guess I'm happy. But this doesn't work, Michael. I mean, it doesn't work. Queen g6, rook g7, and simplifying the position. Queen f6, you're still losing. I think you had to try something else. So now I'm up a whole rook. The entire attack didn't really work. So can I... Yeah, I think I'm gonna immediately transfer to a winning endgame with an extra exchange. So maybe we'll play one more. Maybe we'll play... Oh, wait! Oh, a blunder! Oh my goodness, a blunder on h6. A blunder on h6. I mean, bishop h6. That was... Oh my goodness. Why did I blunder this? I thought rook f8, I'm just liquidating this position to a easily winning endgame. But now it's... Who is even pushing for the win here? I guess it's white. Oh, that was unforgivable. Absolutely unforgivable. What did I drop? An exchange and a pawn in one move. I guess I'll write it down to a morning session. So my plan is to organize the pass pawn at the queen side as quickly as possible, and maybe I can escape with a draw. Maybe some... Whoa, 95? That's slightly strange. Wait. I think your pawns are a little losing the support there. G5 is gonna be knight here, and now I'm gonna play king h6, king g5. These pawns are not marching anywhere. And okay, this looks like a draw already. Although for white, it might be difficult to find a move here. Okay, so he is already willing to make a draw. But wait a second, c3 and b3. Can I do this actually? Can I play for the win here? I'm gonna try to play for the win. Okay, of course. So he finds b4, takes. Let's play. Okay, I guess I need b2 after all. Can I play it somehow for the win? Probably not, but I should have played probably. Okay, let's play some dirty tricks. Some fork ideas, I don't know. Maybe knight b5. Can I do this? Okay, so he found it. Okay, so it's gonna be a draw. h7, he can still play it. It's gonna be a draw. Okay, I guess it's fair. All right. Let me Michael, are you there?
Hello, I'm back.
Yeah, I'm very impressed actually how you were playing, because I mean I had a feeling you were crushing me in the first games. Maybe I was asleep or not. I mean, I don't know, because I mean for you it's even earlier than this. I mean, and you're playing real well. All right.
It's just like adrenaline pumping.
Right.
Oh my god! Both endgames. My god, I need to learn to play chess, man.
I mean, endgames, of course, is a very big topic, and we will probably try something. Yeah, there's Surpos saying in the chat. Yeah, very impressive performance. I mean, Michael made one draw, but I mean, he was at least 50% looking at the score, if not higher. Okay, so I guess we can start with the last game. How do I do this actually? I think I think I will go from my profile, and you'll go from your profile, and let's start. Wait.
Would you be able to invite me to the game so we can see the same?
I'm not sure really if I'm able. Wait a second. I guess I'm gonna down. Oh wait. This is not it. Listen, maybe you just open the board yourself in your computer, and we are gonna talk about what we just witnessed there. And I'm gonna cut the board a little, because yeah, this is one of the things which I slightly don't like at chess.com, is they keep changing the size of the board at every possible opportunity. Okay, so here we go. So this is the first game we played today. So knight f3, knight f6, c4, b6, g3, bishop b7, bishop g2, g6. Do you know this line, Michael?
I mean, I don't know any theory in it, but hold on, sorry, I think I've got the wrong game.
Yeah, the first game when you played knight f3, c4, g3, bishop g2, and they played double the fianchetto.
Yes. Sorry, just getting the game up real quick. Okay, for some reason, on my archive, when I open the game, it shows the second game, even though I'm clicking the first, so I don't know what's happening.
Okay. So whatever you played, I mean, it's completely fine. You played b4. I think that's an interesting move. Bishop g7, bishop b2, short castle, and I made fun that you're staying true as a true Englishman and sticking to the English opening. So exactly. D3 c5, a3. I'm sorry. You should close my stream. Please close my stream.
Yeah, sorry. I'm just trying to find the game because. Okay, I've got it now.
All right. Great. So after, I think you played it very nicely. After knight bd2, knight c6, b5, knight e7, e3. That is a very interesting approach, because you are aiming for d4.
Yes.
And you have some space advantage. I wasn't really familiar with this setup myself. I sort of improvised over the board. I have no clue if this is any good for black or not. I thought it makes sense. I was trying to trick you.
Yeah, I
Uh,
mean, basically in this position, like I saw that you were trying to play for d5, and there are certain lines where normally when the bishop is on e7, not g7, I play for this system where I put the queen on e2, rook on d1, rook on c1, and I play after d5, pawn takes d5, pawn takes d5, d4.
right.
And I saw kind of similarities in this structure and that structure, so I thought, okay, like your only break is d5 if you want to play for an advantage, so I'll play for this setup. I have b5 in, which actually is probably an improvement because it avoids some bishop a6 lines. So I just thought, yeah, I'll just go for this, and it should be all right.
But I mean, objectively, I think c takes is a mistake. I mean, inaccuracy for the reason because after c takes, I could take with the e takes, and now your whole approach of d4 can be simply met by c4. And I think black should be quite happy about the rising position because I can protect pass pawn on c4. I can try to block the e4 square with something like knight c8, knight e6. I can target the pawn on b5. I mean, of course, who says you would have to play c takes, and d4, right? But I think the right approach was not to rush with c takes. I mean, of course, we're playing a blitz game, so there's nothing I can really criticize there. But I think you could have waited for this and either push something like a4, a5 immediately, fighting for some space advantage at the queen side. And if I'm gonna take on c4 at any time, then you're gonna take with a knight and
Yeah,
still proceed with d4, and you have very nice ambition to take control of the c6 square. Okay, but I misplayed it myself because, like I said, I mean, I had no knowledge of this line, and when you play d4, I realized I'm in trouble. Yeah, I realized I'm in trouble because, I mean, seemingly my position is very solid. I cannot really take c takes to d4 because knight e4, knight c6 are very big threats. So I played something rook c8, and yeah, so you played knight c4. All of these are excellent moves. I think actually here instead of the knight c4, I think d takes on c5, especially for a blitz game, was a better choice because you're simplifying the matters. You're creating a weakness, already a weakness on c5. So I thought I'm going to take on c5 with the rook, takes with the rook, b takes, and something like knight c4. So
yeah,
this made perfect sense because you have chance to organize an outside pass pawn at the queen side. Bishop e5 is incoming, e4 is incoming. I have a weakness on d6. This is a nightmare position for black. By the way, I also wanted to mention, Michael. I liked how you were starting play faster in the next games, but the first game you're taking you're burning time like there's no tomorrow. I mean,
really? Okay.
yeah. I mean, because maybe because I was doing this, but I think if we get out of the opening with something like 1 minute on the clock, it's very difficult. I mean, you have to understand. And there was also this second game. We are gonna get to that when you're thinking about sort of a trivial choice. I mean, with
Right.
after knight f3, take on knight f3 or retreat with the queen. I mean, these decisions, they don't require you 1 minute, right? I mean,
Yeah,
in a blitz game, in a classical game, of course, you can take your time. You can think about the nuances. In blitz game, just trust your intuition. What your intuition is saying, if this is looking good, just go for it. Because as you saw, all of the games, they were decided in time scramble.
right.
And you're
Yeah, that's
missing,
a very
you're
good point.
missing this time because you were playing really excellent these games,
Mhm.
and you're missing. For example, the second game, I think I was just losing there, and
Yeah,
on the last seconds, you have to make a move. It's very very difficult. Okay, but we are gonna get to that.
yeah. I think for myself, like I actually don't realize the time passing, and it's only suddenly I wake up and like because I'm just lost in thought about what's going on. So yeah, it's something I'll definitely try work on.
Yeah, and I know that sometimes some people they tend to play at the speed as is playing their opponent. For example, it might have been like a psychological thing because if I'm taking for so long, it sort of encourages you to also
Yeah,
take so much time. I mean, you don't have to. You have to play in your own speed, not in our speed. Okay, okay.
yeah,
So d4 very impressive so far, and I'll just mention about the first game. Yeah, it's a very bad position. I felt here after queen b2 check, king g8, you had to push more aggressive e4 and knight e6 to fight even for more space advantage. For example, e4, knight 5 to f6. Maybe even, yeah, I think knight e6 right away. Knight e6, rook c1, and queen c1. Although, yeah, I think I'm sort of alive after knight c5. Okay. So whatever you played, that was all of that was good. It was really good. h4, that was a nice touch. And you played knight e5. I was very happy to see that because that simplified my task. Queen d8, you're still obviously pushing. And knight c6. I mean, I do understand this choice because you want to simplify the position, but so it does simplify the position for black. And I think it's extremely unpleasant for black to play this. So you could have afforded to make yourself some quiet moves. Maybe a4, maybe, I don't know, maybe h5. And I still need to figure out what to do with this incoming h5, h6. And then at the right time to play knight c6. But okay, I mean, knight c6. Knight c6 technically is okay move, but I was sort of, whew. I mean, now I just have to watch out for just this one passed pawn. Now you are no longer threatening me with a checkmate. So this checkmate looming threat in time scramble always is very annoying because I sort of need to watch out with one eye what is going on at the king side. Okay, so I played queen d6. I think I'm again busted at some moment. Somewhere here, I thought I'm gonna escape. So e5, queen d8. So this is the position I'm right now looking at. King h2. Yeah, I think I could have pushed at some moment queen d2 here to play much more actively, but there was a big time scramble. And I just want to mention maybe after 35th move, queen c8, queen c5, king g7. I mean, you're still definitely pushing for the win here. At least I had the impression. And I noticed that around move, let me go back, around move 35, you completely lost the thread because you were something like, playing on the last 10 seconds. Maybe it was more than that, I don't remember. You're just shuffling pieces here and there, and at this moment I was taking over because this is the moment we're losing the control of the game. What you can always do, it's a nice secret. You don't have to force continuation right away. Just shuffle the moves here and there as long as you're not blundering, but add time. It's completely legal, right? So you just shuffle pieces here and there, just make twice repetition of the position, no intentions to make threefold repetition, make some easy attacks here and there, just try accumulate with every single move a little time. Let's say when your opponent is thinking for something like 5-10 seconds in a row, at this very short time frame, you try to figure out what is your game plan here. What are you supposed to do here? So I think the best plan was to penetrate through d7 somehow. But I mean, you cannot really figure it out when you are running something like 5 seconds on the clock. So this is, you accumulate the time, you play here and there, here and there, here and there, do not blunder anything, accumulate something like 20 seconds. If your opponent is not thinking, then spend at least 10 seconds, just gather the thoughts, what I'm supposed to do here. Because once you started the shuffling with no clue what you're supposed to do from here, I'm taking over.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's a really nice idea. I've never thought about doing that.
So this is what happened. I suddenly activated the pieces, started to push forward. I mean, you're still great. By the way, I blundered after king g1's 42nd move. I blundered knight takes on g3.
Yeah, no, I saw that actually in the game. I was like, oh no, it's all over.
I didn't see that. I was in such a bad time scramble. Still, you're pushing, but the critical moment was, I think, at none of the moment you even thought about this rook d1, rook d7 idea. You have to push this rook outside from c7, and when you finally figured it out, when you played the 45th move that you have to play there, I think now I'm lost, simply lost. So you blundered the pawn on e5. Then I blundered it back with the 49th move, queen c7. After queen b5, knight e5, I just panicked. Yeah, I just panicked because, I mean, I was on last 3 seconds. I mean, I just needed to make a move because I saw queen b7 as incoming. I had zero time to make to think of anything. So I just automatically play knight e5, and it's losing. But I just could not come up with a proper defense against queen b7. Although computer says
I missed it completely.
king f8 is a draw. I mean, wasn't obvious to me because queen b7 is still a big move. Queen b7. Oh, okay. Queen c8. I didn't see this move.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, in time scramble, I didn't see it at all. So that was quite a nice point. And after knight e5, bishop d5, he takes queen b7. I guess. Oh, come on, queen b2 check. I mean, this is impossible. In time scramble, you're never gonna pick it up. Never. First queen b. No, it's impossible. I mean, when you're playing on 10 seconds, it just doesn't come to your attention. I was thinking about queen b7. Queen b7, queen e5, c7, queen e4 check, king h2, queen e2. Now, this is a very pleasant position for you. Something like queen b6, queen a5, this feels like you're in excellent shape to win this game. Maybe I somehow managed to escape with a draw. I mean, I don't know. But okay, what you played, that was still okay. You missed the win. And then, of course, came the unfortunate march with the king. Oh, by the way, king d8, queen f8. You could have checkmate me in one. I didn't see that.
Oh my god.
I mean, okay, that was a very terrible time scramble. Very terrible time scramble. I didn't even see that, neither did you. But king e4, that was a bad choice.
Ouch. Yeah, I mean, this is exactly what I tell my students. I tell them every move, look for checks and captures. Every single move. Don't take your eye off, like, what's happening. And then here I am playing king e4.
Right. And after king e4, suddenly the tables are turned. And after queen e7, I guess it's just lost. It's just lost because you're losing this pawn endgame after king c7, king b5, a4. Yeah, quite a forced continuation. f5, f4, that just decides the game in black's favor. I mean, totally undeserved for me, but I mean, the game is always fought until the last move, and sometimes GMs are this annoying because they keep finding these little resources in them. So I'm sorry about that.
And I think like this whole king f3, king e4 is another sign of like just not knowing what to do. Like I hadn't fully evaluated the position, like what happens when the queens trade. And that's something I should already be thinking about and trying to understand. And if I'd seen that, then I'd think, okay, queens can't come off, otherwise I'm losing the pawn endgame. Got to look for active play, and then maybe I find queen f8. But at that point, I was just thinking, okay, bring the king to the center. And that's as far as my brain went. So I think, it's just being a bit sharper and, trying to spot these simplifying like evaluations.
Okay, I mean, the whole approach of bringing the king towards the center probably was a great idea as long as you're not trading queens. Just position it somewhere on b5 or, probably b5. But of course, in time scramble, plus 2 seconds, 5 seconds on the clock, it can be difficult. Okay, let's move on to the next game. The next game... Wait, again, that's my stream running there. Wait, how do I analyze this? Sorry about that. I mean, I'm familiar with all of this. Analyze. Okay. Yeah, sometimes I'm sort of surprised because again I have to cut the board. How come? That's weird. Okay, here we go. And the board keeps changing all the time. Analysis. Okay, so this is the second game. So did you read the database I sent to you?
Yes.
I knew it because I thought I've seen this. This is Karan against Carlsen, first game in the World Championship. You knew it. Okay.
Yeah. But like this is the thing. So I knew that like there was a good chance you'd play Sicilian Rosalimo, like how we played in the Simul, and you saw my game with Frank. So I was like, right, okay, that's it. I've got to find something a bit more solid. And I found this line actually. I think it's what's the website called? I think Chess Mood has an opening series on the Rosalimo, so I've been taking a look at that, and even up to queen queen g5, I think that was where I got up to. Maybe even knight d4 was all theory.
Yeah, I think
Like-
it was. I think it was. I mean, as far as I remember, there's a theoretical line where the pawn is not standing on b6, it's on b7. And for some reason, I'm somehow exploiting this weakened pawn on c5. I couldn't remember. I think one of the lines was after queen g5, queen e1, knight d4, queen f2.
Yes, queen f2, and then I castle kingside. In that
Wait,
position.
what about knight c2? I just could not understand. Knight c2 is queen f7. Oh, unbelievable. I thought I mixed up because then at one moment there was this idea to play knight c2. Of course, queen f7 just decides the game, but the point is queen c2 is queen g3 and knight f3 is queen e3. I mean, I didn't even notice there's queen f7 because there is another line where black has made a short castle and the pawn is not on b6, it's on b7. So this is why I mixed it up. I didn't even pay attention that I mean, I can just take the pawn on f7. Otherwise, I would just play it automatically. Okay, doesn't matter.
So you
Doesn't
take
matter.
queen f2 here after knight d4?
I'm sorry? Yeah, no, I think I played knight d4, rook c1.
Yeah, knight d4, rook c1. But you were saying that you can play queen f2.
Yeah, queen f2. Queen f2, that is the idea. This weird triangulation of the queen. Queen f2,
so
short castle.
Yeah, and there's like...
I think there was this line of... wait a second, I remember. Bishop d6, bishop h3, and bishop f4. Okay. I just could not remember this line.
Yeah.
And then you are forced to sacrifice the queen on g2. Takes, knight takes on c2, rook wherever it goes, rook a to d1, I guess. And because of this pawn on b6, I don't have some bishop d6 typical maneuver. I mean, there was some importance of this bishop d6 because I wrote this stuff. I mean, I know this, but in the Blitz game, I just forgot. I just completely forgot. There was this bishop d6 and bishop f4. Okay. So I forgot and played rook c1, short castle, knight f3. I think I'm simply worse. And here, I wasn't happy how much time you took. So you took some like 1 minute. I mean, unacceptable. For a Blitz game, this is unacceptable. You just have to a little faster. Either take or go away. That's it.
Yeah, it's that simple.
This is not such a critical position. It doesn't change how this game is gonna proceed. This single trade of the piece, there's gonna be so much more critical moments after this.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So you did play queen e7 afterwards, as long as you're making the right moves. I guess it's okay. C takes, I guess it's okay. Bishop e6, queen f2, and after queen f2, I had a feeling that actually I blundered the 5. Although, it's not a blunder because there is a knight f4, which I absolutely did not see. Now the computer says there's knight f4, but the idea f takes is knight g6. I mean, come on, I didn't see that.
Yeah,
I didn't see that during my calculation, but I thought, oh, I blundered f5, and if I have to take on f5, rook f5, and then I just go back because I just wasted a couple of good tempos for nothing.
Sure.
So knight e2, okay, so technically it's not a blunder. Bishop e6, queen f2, c5. You have nothing to be worried about. But the point is here, I was very happy after I played b3, sort of happy, because this felt like a one-sided game at this moment, because, I mean, again, you're shuffling pieces here and there, you don't know what to do. And for me, it's very easy. I just try to play something at the king side. I'm not going to force the matters. And I was very impressed how you pushed forward the pawns at the queen side. So that was a very nice decision from your part. Play b5, c4, a5. Very nice. Although I wasn't really sure if you had to include c takes before. C takes, a4. I thought you could play a4 right away. Right. And after knight e6, again, I sort of panicked. I think I didn't have to take it. I think I could have improved this whole approach with something like maybe the same idea. B takes, bishop e1, bishop b4, and a3. I wanted to make it happen, but for some reason I kept messing. So I took on e6, b takes, bishop e1. Now you could have played a 5. Both of us missed this. There's a pin on the queen. So f5,
It's
f5
exactly
was.
the same.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry. This is the same as in the rapid play where I miss tactical shots that look positionally unsound. Like to me, it looks like okay, the pawn belongs on f7. It's supporting the queen. It's all protecting g6. Like f5 doesn't jump out to me as a move. But yeah, I really should just be thinking a bit more tactically.
But I mean, f5 is not really that obvious. But even if you see, for example, bishop b4 also needs to be evaluated. I mean, bishop b4, rook f7, queen f2. I mean, even if you see this move, what happens? Wait a second. Bishop b4 is just rook f to e8. Okay, yeah. So you don't play rook f7. You just play rook f to e8. But it can be easily missed even if you see it. So I'm gonna go forward. I was very unhappy that after rook b8 I automatically played queen c2 because I wanted to play a3. I wanted to play a3 and my hand made queen c2. And now after a3, rook f2 is a big blunder. Rook b2, queen a4, queen a2. I thought, okay, you're crushing me here. So I took on b2, queen b2, bishop b4, and now comes the critical moment. a2 is winning, the computer says, but if you include
just bishop e5,
bishop e5 check, so queen a1, queen e8, and now a cold-blooded queen a2 or whatever, just targeting this pawn on g2, and I can just resign. So bishop takes on f8 was a terrible blunder. But I mean, when you're sitting something like 5 seconds on the clock, there's something brewing there at the king side, and you have to make a cold-blooded queen a2.
Yeah.
You can very easily miss it. Although, I mean, of course, since you have two queens, I didn't see queen a2 in the game. I was actually looking at something like queen b1, queen b to b1.
Right.
It's still winning, apparently, because something like bishop g7, queen g1 check, king g3, queen a to e1 check. I mean, two queens should be able to easily deal with the weak white king. So that was a huge miss, of course, but yeah, bishop f8, that was a terrible move. And after queen f8, suddenly it is white who is winning yet another undeserved victory. But I mean, that's what it is. I mean, it's always decided in the time scramble. Okay. So it was all in all great performance.
Thank you. But this honestly gives me flashbacks to my game with Kimmy in the Ultimate Sensei, where it's like twice in that game, there were chances where I could have an active defense that would actually be the solution. And I would again go for the obvious passive defense. I just try and simplify, just try and hold. So I really think in a normal, if I had 10 seconds, 20 seconds, I would find the active defense, but my instinct is to always just either simplify or defend, I think, in the time scramble. So I need to somehow rewire my brain because queen a2 is something I should not miss.
But I would suggest to you in every single time control, try to draw some lines. For example, when you're playing a blitz game, just try not to get to increment, because when you're playing something like 5 seconds, you're playing for the increment. It's a +2 or +1 second. You're bound to make many mistakes, many tactical oversights. So try to at least reserve something like +20 seconds when you feel safe. I mean, how much time do you need to feel safe when you're controlling things? When you're not, you're going to be keep missing things. I mean, I'm more accustomed to play on the time increment. Yeah. Because I mean, I'm a professional player. I play pretty much on a daily basis. So for me, playing on the increments, it's not really a big deal. Of course, I make mistakes myself, as you saw. I mean, I blundered the checkmate in one unusual checkmate, by the way. Yeah. But I make less. I make less those mistakes. Okay, so let's go to the third game, and the third game is. Oh wait.
I thought this game was the game I played the worst, and it's the game I got a result. So that's funny.
Okay, yeah, this was the worst game, and you got the best reward. That's interesting. So 94.3% accuracy, but to be honest, I think it was the worst game. I mean, definitely. Okay. So of course, psychology plays a part, and especially when you're suffering two such painful losses in a row, it can affect your performance in the final game. So the opening is actually quite interesting. Did you know we got a different order in the moves of this very weird Sicilian line, e4, c5, bishop e2?
Yes.
It's exactly the same.
I know of that line as well. But yeah, like I've seen that line and I thought, why play that? I feel like the knights are a good inclusion to this line. Just like stop d5 a little bit longer.
Right. I mean, this is a trendy combination as far as I know. Many GMs like to trick like this their opponents because bishop e2 it's sort of equal, but as I remember, d5 apparently is not the most accurate move. d6
really?
for some reason is more accurate. I mean, whatever. I mean, that's probably super GM thought there, but okay.
Okay.
So let's go after the opening. Let's check what was going on there. So you pushed a4, b6. I think you had to close the center here. Something like ninth move, e5. Knight goes wherever it goes away, knight e8, and d4. It feels like you have a great French position. Although what you played in the game is also not bad, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, in my head, I'm playing a reverse Dutch with a tempo up.
Okay, so, yeah. Right. So queen e1, e6, I played a solid move. Bishop d1, now that was a weird move because bishop d1 you're supposed to play only when black plays knight b4. Yeah. So this sort of invited me to take on e4 immediately and play bishop a6. Although technically it's a mistake because you could have played knight b5 and you close this bishop for good. Now, after bishop e2, I took on e2, queen e2, knight d4. That's interesting. Actually, computer says this is great for you. Knight takes on d4, c takes on rook d1. I saw this, but I thought it's just ridiculous. Because, I mean...
You're rounding up the pawn? Is that the point?
I'm not sure if you're actually winning the pawn. I thought I can play something like knight d7, and you are behind in development. But apparently after knight b5, computer is impressed. So e5, f takes. I don't know, bishop e5 probably, knight takes on d4. Okay, so I'm the one who is seeking some compensation here. So it's simply an extra pawn. Yeah, so that wasn't a great choice, but again, we are playing a blitz game, so mistakes are bound to happen. So after you played queen f2, knight g4, you are in big trouble. Queen g3, knight c2. Yeah, actually, I think queen g4 was a nice practical choice. Otherwise, you are just missing a pawn, and I'm going to play f5 the next move. Instead of this, if instead of the queen g4, you would have played rook b1, I just play f5, right? And that's it.
g4, can you play f5? Just
after what?
After queen takes g4, can you play f5 and take a1 the next move?
I didn't see that. I didn't even see that.
I didn't see it in the game either. But,
yeah. Okay. Listen, you have to mute myself. Again, you're open my stream. Okay, so I think so, yeah. So knight a1 f5, e takes, knight c2, knight... Yeah, king h1. Again, I wasn't happy about this because when you're going to such a berserk attack, you have no time. You have no time to play king h1. You have to throw everything you have got. Something like bishop g5, something like queen h4, something like knight e4. Every single piece comes together. So if you play something like king h1, it's not supposed to lead you anywhere. So I just got in time with knight e4, knight g5, h6, and I thought your last practical chance after h6 was to play knight c to e4. Got totally crazy because you're completely lost already. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You just have to sacrifice something big time there. So h takes, knight g5 probably. And the question is, how do I properly defend here? Wait a second. I think I did see this. Knight f5, rook f5, g takes, and you cannot take on f5 because there's going to be a checkmate on d1. Yeah,
so king h1 is just a dreadful move, like all round, I think.
Although, by the way, queen h5, look at that. And I have to pick up the only move, bishop h6.
Oh wait, I think I actually saw this line. Like I haven't got the position up. But yeah, no, with queen h5, I think that was what I was hoping for.
Right.
Something like that. Yeah.
Now of course comes the shocker. When after queen g, yeah, it was so terrible. I thought it is game over here, where you play queen f6, rook f6. I mean, Any single move. I just hallucinated. You have a pawn on h6 that you can take it. Rook e8, just resign immediately.
Yeah.
So I played a super terrible move, Rook f8. And yeah, I blundered it. I mean, I still had something like, I don't know, half a minute, maybe 40 seconds. Yeah, so Rook f8 was... I just started to laugh, really. And the moment here after a6, I think you lost quite a critical tempo. I mean, why do you have to take on g7?
Why did I take the rook? As soon as I played it, I was just like, Michael, you idiot.
Yeah.
Absolutely terrible move. Yeah.
Yeah, so after bishop g7, king g7, I think I have some chances to draw this, and it really matters who is going to be first to march forward with the pawns. So h4, b5, h8 takes 8 takes, g4, b4. I think this is already a drawn position, because your king is so far away. Maybe instead of this, a safer choice was after king g7, play something like king g1, king f2, king e3. First take care of this passed pawn at the queen side, and then think about pushing your pawns, because you can always push those pawns.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean,
maybe it's wrong, because, you know, the further those pawns go up the board, the less your king has to move to attack them, and the knight. So, yeah, it makes sense to just leave them on g1, g2, h2, and bring the king. Yeah.
All right, so after that, I even dare to play for the win. After king g5, king g3, c4, c3, b3. That was a little joke there, but and of course the position remains a draw. You're keeping the passed pawn, and they ended in a draw. I mean, overall, very nice work. I see you taking this very seriously. I'm very happy to see that, and there are definitely things that you can improve. Most notably, it's time management. Think about simple ideas. Don't spend 1 minute or even 30 seconds on simple decisions, because as you saw in all of our 3 games that we played, you're missing this time when the real decision comes in time scramble. You missed the win in the first game. You missed the win in the second game. I mean, this is the moment.
Like 1 and 2, like, yeah, exactly.
Right, and in the third game, actually, when you play the worst, you suddenly got rewarded, right? Maybe I just let my guard down myself, but I mean, overall, I think you were doing excellent in the opening phase. So your openings really look good. So you have nothing to be concerned about. For example, when you're gonna play against Mitch, just play your stuff. I mean, you trust your lines because you know it. I mean, you have studied this. And if you're really concerned he knows it more than you, at some point you can divert or improvise. It's not a problem. Just don't make any dubious moves in the opening.
Yeah.
Like this rook b8, what you played against Mitch in this qualification tournament. And yeah, the time management which I mentioned, and of course tactics. Spotting in time trouble tactics in a short time frame is something I think we can improve. So we are gonna, I think in our next session, we are gonna focus on tactics solving.
Yeah.
So I still don't know the format how we are gonna do this, but we'll try to make it better. And yeah, I mean, so far it's looking great.
Awesome. Yeah, no, this was really great and very educational as well. Like,
right. So this was a shorter stream for us, shorter training session, a morning session, as we have our daily plans. Unfortunately, after this, so we cannot do this for longer time. But anyway, I mean, this was intended to be a short training session. We played 3 games, we analyzed them. I hope Michael learned something from these games. Pretty sure you did. And we'll be seeing you probably, I mean, I don't know really yet. We'll have our group session together with both students of the Ultimate Sensei next Wednesday. Next Wednesday at, what was it? 5 p.m. Central Europe Summertime. CEST. Central Europe Summertime. Yeah, I think it spells like this. CEST at British time, it's 1 hour even less, right?
Yeah.
Right. So thank you guys that you were watching. Thank you, Michael, for playing such instructive games. Thank you for not beating me. All right. I mean,
Yeah, that was great.
You're not supposed to beat the sensei, right? I'm joking, of
Yeah, I've
course.
got to show some progress, you know?
All right, and see you in our next streams. Have a great Friday morning or afternoon, wherever you are. And see